Doubt is a killer. You just have to know who you are and what you stand for. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. If we take care of the moments, the years will take care of themselves. We need to accept that we won't always make the right decisions, that we'll screw up royally sometimes, understanding that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. I will not lose, for even in defeat there's a valuable lesson learned, so it evens up for me. The reason we struggle with insecurity is because we compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel. The only way of discovering the limits of the possible is to venture a little way past them into the impossible. If the decisions you make about where you invest your blood, sweat and tears are not consistent with the person you aspire to be, you'll never become that person. Take your victories, whatever they may be, cherish them, use them, but don't settle for them. If you believe something needs to exist, if it's something you want to use yourself, don't let anyone ever stop you from doing it. When you leave work on Friday, leave work. Don't let technology follow you throughout your weekend, answering text messages and emails. Take a break. You will be more refreshed to begin the work week if you have had a break. You cannot plow a field by turning it over in your mind. To begin, begin. If you can dream it, you can do it. I invite everyone to choose forgiveness rather than division, teamwork over personal ambition. I always wanted to be somebody, but now I realize I should have been more specific. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Do not stop thinking of life as an adventure. You have no security unless you can live bravely, excitingly, imaginatively, unless you can choose a challenge instead of competence. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Take the attitude of a student. Never be too big to ask questions. Never know too much to learn something new. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. One secret of success in life is for a man to be ready for his opportunity when it comes. Women must learn to play the game as men do. If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. The thing women have yet to learn is nobody gives you power, you just take it. The strongest actions for a woman is to love herself, be herself and shine amongst those who never believed she could. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. To know how much there is to know is the beginning of learning to live. You learn more from failure than from success. Don't let it stop you. Failure builds character. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. Nature has given us all the pieces required to achieve exceptional wellness and health, but has left it to us to put these pieces together. When you give joy to other people, you get more joy in return. You should give a good thought to the happiness that you can give out. We cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. There are 3 ways to ultimate success. The first way is to be kind. The second way is to be kind. The third way is to be kind. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. Experience is a hard teacher because she gives the test first, the lesson afterward. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. Whenever you see a successful woman, look out for 3 men who are going out of their way to try to block her. We need women at all levels, including the top, to change the dynamic, reshape the conversation, to make sure women's voices are heard and heeded, not overlooked and ignored. One man with courage makes a majority. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. You'll find that education is just about the only thing lying around loose in this world, and it's about the only thing a fellow can have as much of as he's willing to haul away. I've searched all the parks in all the cities and found no statues of committees. Life is like a sewer. What you get out of it depends on what you put into it. Teamwork is the ability to work together toward a common vision, the ability to direct individual accomplishments toward organizational objectives. It is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. Remember, teamwork begins by building trust, and the only way to do that is to overcome our need for invulnerability. It is never too late to be what you might have been. I am not a product of my circumstances, I am a product of my decisions. The greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitudes. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Your Monday morning thoughts set the tone for your whole week. See yourself getting stronger and living a fulfilling, happier and healthier life. Oh, it's Friday again. Share the love that was missing during the week in a worthy moment of peace and bliss. Make a Friday a day to celebrate work well done that you can be proud of, knowing that you just didn't put in time to the next paycheck. Don't settle for average. Bring your best to the moment. Then, whether it fails or succeeds, at least you know you gave all you had. True freedom is impossible without a mind made free by discipline. Small is not just a stepping stone. Small is a great destination itself. He that can have patience can have what he will. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact. Everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you, and you can change it. You can influence it. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. The greater the difficulty, the more the glory in surmounting it. Fear of what other people will think is the single most paralyzing dynamic in business and in life. The best moment of my life was the day I realized that I no longer give a damn what anybody thinks. That's enormously liberating and freeing, and it's the only way to live your life and do your business. I do not try to dance better than anyone else. I only try to dance better than myself. We must reach out our hand in friendship and dignity, both to those who would befriend us and those who would be our enemy. I can't tell you how many times I've been given a no, only to find that a better, brighter, bigger yes was right around the corner. Everything you've ever wanted is sitting on the other side of fear. Every strike brings me closer to the next home run. Ideation without execution is delusion. It's not the will to win that matters. Everyone has that. It's the will to prepare to win that matters. Nothing ever goes away until it teaches us what we need to know. First, forget inspiration. Habit is more dependable. Habit will sustain you whether you're inspired or not. Habit will help you finish and polish your stories. Inspiration won't. Habit is persistence in practice. You can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and there's still going to be somebody who hates peaches. You can never leave footprints that last if you are always walking on tiptoe. I choose to make the rest of my life the best of my life. I learned a long time ago that there is something worse than missing the goal, and that's not pulling the trigger. Relentlessly prune bullshit. Don't wait to do things that matter and savor the time you have. That's what you do when life is short. Someone will declare, "I am the leader," and expect everyone to get in line and follow him or her to the gates of heaven or hell. My experience is that it doesn't happen that way. Others follow you based on the quality of your actions, rather than the magnitude of your declarations. As a single footstep will not make a path on the earth, so a single thought will not make a pathway in the mind. To make a deep physical path, we walk again and again. To make a deep mental path, we must think over and over the kind of thoughts we wish to dominate our lives. For the great doesn't happen through impulse alone, and is a succession of little things that are brought together. Never let success get to your head, and never let failure get to your heart. Hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. You cannot always control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on inside. It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. A year from now, you will wish you had started today. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, "I will try again tomorrow." If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Set your goals high and don't stop till you get there. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action, and because there is only one of you in all time, this expression is unique, and if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and will be lost. Rivers know this. There is no hurry. We shall get there someday. You can get everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. Every Friday, I like to high-five myself for getting through another week on little more than caffeine, willpower, and inappropriate humor. Be miserable, or motivate yourself. Whatever has to be done, it's always your choice. I'd rather regret the things I've done than regret the things I haven't done. One of the differences between some successful and unsuccessful people is that one group is full of doers, while the other is full of wishers. Do the best you can. No one can do more than that. If you're not positive energy, you're negative energy. Love your family, work super hard, live your passion. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. Individual commitment to a group effort. That is what makes a team work, a company work, a society work, a civilization work. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. When I believe in something, I'm like a dog with a bone. You can't be that kid standing at the top of the water slide, overthinking it. You have to go down the chute. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. Try not to become a man of success, but rather become a man of value. Some women choose to follow men, and some choose to follow their dreams. If you're wondering which way to go, remember that your career will never wake up and tell you that it doesn't love you anymore. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Goal setting is the secret to a compelling future. Success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to become the best of which you are capable. It is only when we take chances that our lives improve. The initial and the most difficult risk we need to take is to become honest. Stay away from those people who try to disparage your ambitions. Small minds will always do that. but great minds will give you a feeling that you can become great too. When a woman becomes her own best friend, life is easier. It took me quite a long time to develop a voice, and now that I have it, I am not going to be silent. It is remarkable how much long-term advantage people like us have gotten by trying to be consistently not stupid instead of trying to be very intelligent. The elevator to success is out of order. You'll have to use the stairs, one step at a time. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Opportunities don't happen. You create them. I have stood on a mountain of no's for one yes. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. Do not wait for the perfect time and place to enter, for you are already on stage. I never look back, darling. It distracts from the now. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. You carry the passport to your own happiness. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Sometimes magic is just someone spending more time on something than anyone else might reasonably expect. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. If the highest aim of a captain were to preserve his ship, he would keep it in port forever. You'll never get bored when you try something new. There's really no limit to what you can do. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. People's passion and desire for authenticity is strong. The battles that count aren't the ones for gold medals, the struggles within yourself, the invisible, inevitable battles inside all of us. That's where it's at. Don't worry about failure. You only have to be right once. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. Show up, show up, show up, and after a while the muse shows up too. Work until your bank account looks like a phone number. A man who has committed a mistake and doesn't correct it is committing another mistake. I swear, by my life and my love of it, that I will never live for the sake of another man, nor ask another man to live for mine. I raise up my voice, not so that I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. We don't just sit around and wait for other people, we just make, and we do. Either you run the day, or the day runs you. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. The slogan, "Press On," has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Learn as if you will live forever. Live like you will die tomorrow. When you change your thoughts, remember to also change your world. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. If you are working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. Concentrate all your thoughts upon the work in hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. I'm a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. Women challenge the status quo because we are never it. Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. If they don't give you a seat at the table, Bring a folding chair. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. The successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way. You've got to get up every morning with determination if you're going to go to bed with satisfaction. The standard you walk past is the standard you accept. Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Get a good idea and stay with it. Dog it and work at it until it's done right. Be a positive energy trampoline. Absorb what you need and rebound more back. I'm so clever that sometimes I don't understand a single word of what I'm saying. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. Mondays offer new beginnings 52 times a year. Friday sees more smiles than any other day of the work week. Inspiration does exist, but it must find you working. Don't bunt. Aim out of the ballpark. Aim for the company of immortals. Don't look at your feet to see if you're doing it right. Just dance. The only one who can tell you you can't win is you, and you don't have to listen. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. If you can't yet do great things, do small things in a great way. Live out of your imagination, not your history. Worry is a misuse of imagination. Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Make sure your worst enemy doesn't live between your own two ears. The two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. We can see through others only when we can see through ourselves. The best way out is always through. More is lost by indecision than wrong decision. Keep a little fire burning, however small, however hidden. I think it's intoxicating when somebody is so unapologetically who they are. If it makes you nervous, you're doing it right. Anything can make me stop and look and wonder and sometimes learn. A surplus of effort could overcome a deficit of confidence. Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen, others make it happen. No one changes the world who isn't obsessed. In order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. Courage is like a muscle. We strengthen it by use. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. Resilience is when you address uncertainty with flexibility. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. If you don't risk anything, you risk even more. Courage is the most important of all the virtues because without courage you can't practice any other virtue consistently.